Okay. These shows have gotten complicated. One in an interesting way, the other one in a, oh god, what are they thinking kind of way. I'll leave it to you guys to figure out which one's which, but yeah, for right now, let's talk about Kamen Rider Zi-O, episode 14, and then later on, Lupinranger vs. Patranger, episode 44, I think it was? Whatever. Anyways, yeah, episode 14. Yeah, right now we have another ghost who's still on a rampage, and we have Tsukasa aiding the Time Jackers. And so, yeah, Gates figures that, well, first things first, since he has the Ghost Ride Watch, he's going to go back to 2015 and and exorcise another ghost. Even though he knows full well that if he does that, then Mika's brother, who has become another ghost, will die, since that thing's the only thing that's keeping him alive. But he's like, you know what, screw it, I don't care. But here's the thing. Gates, you do know you're supposed to kill Sogo, right? Your entire point of being here is to stop him from becoming Zi-O, and having a soul permanently outside of his body seems like a good way to ensure that he doesn't come about. So, in other words, you're saying one thing, but you're doing. Oh yeah, what's the word again? Oh yeah, hypocrite. Yeah, you're being a hypocrite. A tsundere hypocrite, Gates. Yeah, so anyways, our hypocritical dumbass goes back to 2015 and tries to take care of another ghost. But of course, it's not that easy now, since Tsukasa, he can just travel back in time whenever he wants to now, and actually he does that by actually going through the rifts in the worlds that were supposed to have been cleared up after the events of Decade. So how is Tsukasa able to do this? He could just walk through any rifts whenever he wants to now without having to go to Hikari Studios or go with someone like Narataki. He could just do that because, well, okay, time's already starting to look like a twisted pretzel, so why not? The show doesn't care, the writers don't care, why should I care? I'm just here to parrot back whatever whatever the show says, for some people, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Tsukasa travels back to 2015, and, well, actually, yeah, a weird thing haven't pointed out yet, Tsukasa hasn't ever transformed into Decade. He's just been running around using the forms of other Kamen Riders so far. Yeah, for the last episode, he was primarily running around as Agito, then he finished off Sogo as Hibiki, and now back in 2015, he actually manages to make Ryuki look competent by first incapacitating Gates, and then, just to make things even more complicated, he has the Kamen Ride Ghost card. So yeah, there's alright, yo dog, I heard you like Kamen Rider Ghost, so I put Kamen Rider Ghost versus Kamen Rider Ghost. Yeah, so we have Tsukasa using the powers and real appearance of Ghost. We have another Ghost, and then there's Gates with the Ghost Ride armor. So yeah, it's a 2-on-1 match, and yeah, with Tsukasa backing up another Ghost, Gates just gets his ass handed to him. And just for good measure, to make things even more complicated and confusing, Tsukasa takes the Ghost Ride Watch and squeezes it somehow, and it reverts to a blank Ride Watch. But yeah, just to show he's not a complete and utter dick, any more of a dick than he already is, he decides to go and give Gates the Decade Ride Watch. Where did that thing come from? Did he use the blank Ride Watch to turn it into the Decade Ride Watch, or I don't know. It just comes out of nowhere, like pretty much all the Ride Watches. And now that Gates / Sogo now has the Decade Ride Watch, for some reason Tsukasa is still going to be running around as an active antagonist. Spoiler ahead. Yeah, Tsukasa's going to be running around helping out the other riders from now on, basically acting as a secondary antagonist. Why is he doing this? Why is he why is he making Sogo strong? Oh yeah, because of the stupid reason of because it's not cool beating up a weakling. he's using that stupid excuse. The whole, yeah, I can't fight him now. He's a complete utter pissant. I wanna fatten him up and make him stronger so that I can get a real challenge out of him. Decade Tsukasa, you've seen how that mentality plays out, right? So, do you want to get your ass kicked? I mean, I know most of the fandom wants to see you get your ass kicked. I mean, everybody does. But uh yeah, your actions completely you do not make sense. I mean, just yeah, I don't know. Is Tsukasa gonna be running around as a secondary antagonist from now on? Is it going to be like the ultimate final, the secondary confrontation between Zi-O and Decade? The two Kamen Riders being helmed by Shinichiro Shirakura, who can seal the powers of their predecessors, and in Tsukasa's case, his juniors. So what is he trying to show him? Like, the former great leader Daishocker versus the future Demon King is that what they're going for? Is like basically don't end up like me or something like that, or are we continuing on with the whole Tsukasa Kadoya suicidal thing from Kamen Rider Taisen? Because I don't know, I don't care. Just you know what, whatever. We have Zi-O and Decade in the same show now, and Tsukasa's basically. Yeah, basically, this is what the previous Heisei writers were doing to Tsukasa at the end of his show. This is basically a hazing. A Heisei hazing. Hazing. Zi-O is the last of the Heisei era, and Tsukasa, Kamen Rider Decade is pretty much the culmination of the sins of the previous Heisei era. You know, from Kuga to Kiva. Basically, everything that went wrong with that era of Kamen Rider basically culminated with Tsukasa, and now everything that is apparently wrong with the Heisei era is coming back to antagonize Zi-O. I don't know what the end goal is with this. Is it for spectacle? Is it because Masahiro Inoue just wants another, just really likes the role, or just I don't know. I. Oh wait, yeah, I remember now. If I question the way things are, I'll get kicked in the head by a horse. Thanks, Shirakura. Thanks. Okay, anyways, enough of my decade rant. Because believe me, everyone in the whole world dumps on that magenta dildo. Anyways, Gates comes back, and surprise, surprise, another ghost is still running around. But Sogo actually has an idea of how to deal with him. Yeah, since Takeru can, it's actually revealed how Takeru is able to still see Sogo even though he's, a ghost. And that's because Takeru still has the ghost ride watch on him. And yeah, not ignoring the one that Gates had, that was the one that he got from Zi-O in 2068. So this is basically when when Sogo is destined to get the ghost ride watch, and basically set that up. Anyways, before all that happens, Sogo comes up with an idea on how to resolve the whole another ghost will die if we manage to destroy the another ghost ride watch problem. Basically, he has Takeru travel back in time and use his powers to prevent Mika's brother from actually dying, and thus preventing him from becoming another ghost. And because another ghost was temporarily prevented from being created, because another ghost is still running around at the end of this segment, spoilers, Takeru manages to regain his memories, and who's not exactly happy that another writer opportunity has been, basically somebody's preventing him from creating a potential new Zi-O, he uses the another ghost ride watch to create some Gamma foot soldiers. And Makoto shows up and is like, hey dude, what the hell? You're supposed to transform and fight. And Takeru is like, oh yeah. And then, the ghost belt comes back and we get a team up of Ghost Inspector fighting off against the Gamma soldiers. But then Schwartz comes back to and is basically like, hey, dumbass, freeze time and make us another rider already. He's like, oh yeah. So just freezes time and goes up to to Mika's brother and still turns him into another ghost. yeah, the other writers are inevitable, but that's not what Sogo was aiming for. The objective here was, yeah, he knew that they were still going to get another ghost, no matter which way. But with this scenario now, he didn't get hit by the girders, so now defeating another ghost won't kill him. He's just like another writer now. So yeah, with that objective done with, well, first things first, they need to get Zi-O back up. So they have that ghost sparkle flashlight thing from Ghost series that brought Takeru back to a somewhat corporeal form, uses it on Sogo, and with that, they travel back to 2015 to go and stop another ghost properly. Of course, after a very pointless fight between and Ora with their time machine. And yeah, we get to see them pair up with X8 and get them. Woo! And yeah, it still makes no sense how or Ora have Captain Ghost and Castle Doran. So, eh. But yeah, another ghost goes and summons some Gamma foot soldiers to distract them. And here's where we finally get to Zi-O's super form. Yeah, Gates hands Sogo the Decade Ride Watch. And again, Gates, you're supposed to stop Zi-O. Stop giving him the tools to make him stronger, you absolute hypocrite dummy. Anyways, yeah, we get to Zi-O super form finally, the Decade Ride Armor. Which allows him to, unlike the other Ride Watches, the Decade Ride Watch has a secondary slot on the left side of the watch. So yeah, when it's inserted into the ZQ driver, he can just insert another rider's ride watch into there and access their super forms. Even though for some reason the show keeps saying it's final form ride. Yeah, but he's not accessing their final forms because when he does it with Build and Ghost, he accesses Rabbit Tank the powers of Rabbit Tank Sparkling and Grateful Damashi. So again, even the show is getting its own terminology wrong because this. Let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, you see, they just didn't care. So yeah, thanks to the Decade Rider Watch, he can access their super forms now, even though he doesn't need the Taja Doll Ride Watch that he got from Eiji. So I'm guessing the super form ride watches are just pointless now. Again, you guys are obsessed with being super toyetic and everything, so why not make the super forms, like separate ride watches, just like with the Taja Doll ride watch, and, get yourself some new ride watches to sell. Guys, you're clearly trying to pump out more ride watches, more toys for people to buy, so, yeah, you can't even do greedy right. You can't even do greedy right. So yeah, with Decade Super Form, with the Decade Armor, Sogo is able to use the powers of. He has the Hey Saber now, which stylized like a clock. He could just turn the little hands on there and access the final time breaks of any Kamen Rider he wants. Yeah, even though he's still using another rider's ride watch with the secondary slot. So yeah, he just breezes through X8 and drives, and basically, and yeah, after finally using ghosts there to unlock, build Zi-O Grateful or whatever it is. Yeah, he beats another ghost, and everyone. He beats another ghost. Mika's got her brother back, and everyone's all happy. La di da di da. Although, yeah, like I said before, Tsukasa is going to be sticking around. Because, yeah, he basically goes and throws down the gauntlet straight to Sogo's face at the end after literally stealing his dinner. He's like, yeah, I'm the destroyer. You're not going to become Zi-O, because I'm going to destroy this world before it can even spawn you. Yeah, Tsukasa's sticking around apparently, and he's going to destroy the world of Zi-O. I'm guessing to prevent Zi-O from running rampant, I guess, or I don't know. He just does what he does because he's a poorly written moron. Because that's what Decade is at the end of the day. Yeah. And yeah, next episode, apparently hopefully we're gonna finally get some concrete direction for Sogo, because next time we're gonna be taking a little trip we're going to the future in 2068, where yeah, Sogo comes face to face with Sogo. Yeah, he's gonna come face to face with Oma Zi-O. He's going to see exactly what Gates and Tsukiyomi and the Time Jackers are trying to stop, and what Waz is trying to create. So hopefully that'll get his moral compass focused, or maybe give some sort of reason why Tsukasa's sticking around other than just Masahiro Inoue wants to do his thing and maybe get another paycheck. Maybe once Jinga's done with. I don't know. And yeah, from that bit of confusing BS to something that's actually a little bit more intriguing. Yeah, with the latest episode of Lupinranger versus Patranger. Yeah, apparently we're approaching the end game, and we're finally going to get some resolution with what Noel's deal is. Yeah, although it's not what they're setting up. I've seen this sort of thing before, and I've been thinking about this ever since certain events have happened. Yeah, before I started doing these vlogs, I've been speculating that there's been a Ganglar spy, a mole, an infiltrator, someone in the higher ranks of the global police, because, well, for one thing, the Patrangers were never supposed to exist. Yeah, Noel created the Versus Changers. Although apparently the original 6 that the Lupinrangers have, those Versus Changers were created by Lupin himself. Noel created the Versus Changers that the Patrangers have, I'm guessing based off of Lupin's designs. Although, yeah, during his introductory arc, Noel says that the Patrangers were never supposed to get their hands on the Versus Changers, and he doesn't know how that happened. And also, when the biker and cyclone collection pieces, the trigger machine, the biker trigger machine, and the cyclone dial fighters were being transferred to from the Global Police France HQ, there was Destra or some other Ganglar there to intercept Hilltop and try to steal the collection pieces. And yeah, that's what got me thinking that at some point there's someone higher up in the global ranks of the Global Police who basically created the Patrangers just to act as a hindrance to the Lupinrangers and somehow manipulate the succession thing going on in order to basically eliminate his competition. The Patrangers are basically this Ganglar's attack dogs, created just for the sole purpose of thinning out the competition so that he can wipe them all out in one fell swoop and become the new successor to the Ganglar Mafia. Yeah, that's been my theory since day one. As soon as those plot points were introduced, and this finally seems to be acting on that. See, yeah, remember when Noel was scammed by Gauche's binoculars collection piece? Yeah, it turns out that Noel isn't human. I'm guessing that he's actually part Ganglar or something like that. Maybe he was, I don't know, maybe one of his parents was a Ganglar who fell in love with a human or something like that, and Lupin's estate took him under his wing. I mean, that would make a little bit of sense since, yeah, no, as we established before, the Lupin collection pieces are actually artifacts from the Ganglar home dimension. And yeah, only someone like Lupin, who studied them intimately, or a Ganglar themselves, would probably know the inner workings of them to modify and manipulate them, which is what Noel was doing all throughout the show. With the he created Lupat X, or just X. Yeah, he from those collection pieces himself, and he modified the one that he got from Kogure at his request. I think it was magic or something like that. But yeah, anyways, Noel's not human. He's part Ganglar, and this is where the infiltrator is decided to go and stir the pot some more. See, we got ourselves a returning friend here. Let's see, Satoru, who you might know from, who was the original Patren X before the Patrangers got their hands on their Versus Changers. We've seen him in the another Patren X special. And yeah, he's been sent by France HQ because apparently there's been some data leakage from the Japanese HQ, and that's been traced towards the Ganglars. Yeah, and well, we've seen that Noel has been pretty busy at Jim Carter's computer, and I don't think he's just using it to look up keyboard tap videos. And yeah, and suspicion is further thrown on Noel's feet when, okay, before this, the Lupin Rangers and the Patrangers were dealing with another random gangler who, because the guy's a complete moron, was like, well, when somebody asked him, "Hey, can I see your collection piece?" He opened up his safe and is like, "Here, sir, here it is." And it's like, yoink. Aww. So yeah, there's this dumbass gangler who's running around without a collection piece, but thankfully he gets a little present from Noel. Noel gave a gangler a collection piece, and yeah, no, this isn't. They don't even try to hide it. We see Noel's face on the card. We see Noel actually talking with the gangler. It's pretty cut and dry that Noel he's into some dirty, dirty business. And well, yeah, and yeah, when Ghost spills the beans to the Lupin Rangers, and when the Patrangers and let's see, Satoshi, whichever one he is, Satoshi, yeah. And when they see Noel talking with the gangler, and the gangler's like, "Hey, thanks for giving me this collection piece, Noel." Yeah, it doesn't, and it does exactly help that Noel actually, he opens fire on the Patrangers, but yeah, after Satoru's like, yeah, stop talking, you're not gonna be able to talk your way out of this. Yeah, Satoru is not giving Noel even a chance to explain himself, so it's pretty obvious that the real spy knows, learned from Ghosh what Noel is, and he's just basically setting Noel up as a patsy. They think that he's a scapegoat. Yeah, they think Noel's a traitor. They kill him, and so thus all suspicion is diverted from the real infiltrator. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what they're going to be playing at here. But yeah, Noel's not exactly he. Yeah, his actions and his basically everything about him is not exactly backing up his case. And yeah, not exactly doesn't exactly help that he's basically always been on a hush hush, need to know basis with everyone. Yeah, he doesn't tell anyone what his real objective is in Japan. Yeah, mostly because he's internal affairs, black ops. Yeah, you got your mission, I've got mine, kind of thing, and it's deep top secret. So yeah, and when Ghosh blasts to the Lupin Rangers that Noel isn't human, to quote a certain man from Metal Gear Solid, they all think that Noel has just been playing them like a damn He's playing us like a damn fiddle. And yeah, before they could get the bitch to start talking, she goes and makes the dummy gangler grow and gets away. And so yeah, we're left with basically the team is both teams have been completely betrayed by Noel. Noel's on the run, and yeah, we have one missing collection piece out there because remember the moron gangler in the episode gave his collection piece away to another gangler. And that was when Noel supposedly showed up with the collection piece to replace it. And yeah, I can pretty much see where they're going with this. I know that there's I'm betting that next episode we're gonna find out who the real Ganglar infiltrator is, or Satoru himself has actually joined the Ganglars, maybe some out of some disillusionment or something like that. Because yeah, before Keiichiro and Sakuya were reminiscing with Satoru about how before they got the Versus Changers and before Satoru transferred to France, they had absolutely nothing to fight the Ganglar with. And I'm guessing after hearing about Keiichiro and Tsukasa's exploits with Sakuya as the Patrangers, I'm guessing he's developed more than a little bit of envy. He's grown bitter, he's grown jaded, he's joined up with the Ganglars out of some misguided sense of envy. Or just something that's caused him to snap and join with the Ganglar. Or either that, we'll just see how things play out here. Although I gotta admit, yeah, even though it was back to the Lupin Rangers and the Patrangers fighting each other again, after Destro was out of the way, it is nice to see that, yeah, Keiichiro just doesn't blindly follow Satoru's words over, and yeah, he still wants to believe in Noel. Because even though he says he doesn't trust him, there's still some part of him that is hurt by this betrayal. Like before, Keiichiro would have just gone after Noel guns blazing, no questions asked. But yeah, here, he's conflicted. He actually has some semblance of growth with him. And the the Lupin Rangers everybody's hurting here, honestly. Yeah, when the Lupin Rangers were dealing with the gang lord, they were just a little bit more ruthless, a little bit more. It felt like they were just taking their frustration out on this dumb gang lord. Just I could almost just hear that Simpsons clip was, "Stop it, he's already dead." I mean, they don't even do their little defeat a monster sign off catchphrase, and yeah, everybody's hurting here. So yeah, actually, okay, show, color me interested. I have a good idea what's going to happen here. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping they. I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen, but surprise me, wow me, show me something. So yeah, Zi-O is starting to completely tank. Although, yeah, again with Zi-O, the plot doesn't make any sense. The time travel is complete. The time travel is, yeah. I'm watching this show. Yeah, with Zi-O. After they defeat Oma Zi-O, I'm guessing that the final boss of the show is going to be the Time Baby from Gravity Falls, and it'll go something like this. Tokyo Sogo, you are charged with violating the laws of time. You will now face my tantrum. Yeah, Zi-O is, not even the Time Baby or the Time Baby working with Booster Gold and every single incarnation of the Doctor is going to fix this mess. It is just, And yeah, Lupin Ranger versus Patranger, interesting, but where was this a few episodes ago, Oh, yes, I have seen the preview footage for Ryu Soldier, and I'll get to the costumes when I actually see the first episode. But yeah. So till then, see you when I see ya.